Good morning. Welcome to True Crime Unraveled. How's everyone doing on this beautiful Friday morning? I'd like to touch on the text messages that were recently released between Dylan and Bethany. Well, for one, I'd like to know exactly why Dylan was texting Eric Gower at 2:10 in the morning asking him to if he's driving. Now, clearly, she would have known that at 1:56 Eric had dropped Kaylee and Maddie off at the house because she would have heard them come in and go upstairs. Why is she asking the private driver if he's still driving? That's what I would like to know. Yeah, as well as yeah, from 4:19 to 4:21, she attempted to call Bethany, Xana, Kaylee, Maddie. All the calls went unanswered. Why was she trying to call Bethany? Bethany was downstairs. The records of these calls, they're not hearsay, as they each do not meet the definition of a statement, oral assertion, written assertion, or nonverbal conduct intended as an assertion. Now, see, from four. Now, here's what's weird with this. They're getting down to the seconds. At 4:22:08, DM and BF send the following text messages. DM to BF, no one is answering. DM to BF, I'm really confused right now. Uh, Dylan to Kaylee, and she texts Kaylee. Dylan to Kaylee, what's going on? And then Bethany texts Dylan, yeah, dude, what the fuck? BF, or Bethany to Dylan, Xana was wearing all black. Now that's the part that confused me on why she would state Xana was wearing all black. Could it be possible that she might have got a glimpse of a female accomplice? Maybe a lookout? I mean, that's quite possible because around this time, if I'm not mistaken, Xana was deceased in her room. So why is Bethany stating that Xana was wearing all black? And then Dylan texts back, no, it's no, like a ski mask almost. And then Bethany texts, shut the fuck up. And then and then Bethany texts, actually. Then Dylan stated, like he had something over his forehead and little around mouth. So is she stating this person had a ski mask on? Was like a little opening around the mouth and covered his forehead? Well, see, we've been told that this person was wearing a COVID mask that covered his nose and mouth. Nothing was mentioned about the forehead or anything else. Dylan mentions here it was a ski mask. Okay, so follow with me, guys. If it was a ski mask, how could she see his eyebrows? If it was a ski mask, because a ski mask covers everything up except for a little slit right here around your eyes and around your mouth. It covers your eyebrows. A ski mask covers your eyebrows. So if that was a ski mask that she saw this person wearing, that totally throws out the whole bushy eyebrows thing. Now, doesn't it? Dylan texted Bethany, Bethany, I'm not kidding. I'm so freaked out. Bethany said, so am I. Dylan said, my phone is going to die. Fuck. And then this is when Bethany texted Dylan, come to my room, run down here. And mind you, this was all after the suspect vehicle had left. She's telling her to come to her room and run down there. Now, Dylan was drunk, and she had made several utterances to the police that she didn't see nothing, she didn't know nothing, she didn't know if it was real or dream. So, how is a drunk girl going to run downstairs? And here's another very odd thing about these text messages and about Dylan. 20 minutes before they called 911, Dylan was having a text exchange with her dad. I don't know about what, but her dad and her were texting at 11:39 and 9 seconds. And then at 11:50 and 55 seconds, DM receives a text message from Jay, which is more likely Hunter Johnson, stating, bro. This text message will not be introduced for the truth of the matter asserted. At 11:50 and 58 seconds, DM calls EA, which is Emily Allant. This phone record is not a statement pursuant to IRE. DM receives a text message from J. Hunter Johnson at 11:51 and a vandal alert at 1:04. These texts are not hearsay because they will not be introduced for the truth of the matter asserted, but instead to show a timeline for the morning. Okay, so they're not going to use these text messages to assert truth in this case. They're just going to be used to back up their timeline or show a timeline for the morning. The state anticipates that both Dylan and Bethany will testify at trial. The state intends to ask each witness about statements made to them on November 13th, 2022. The testimony should be substantially replicate the testimony they provided at the grand jury. The state submits the statements from both Dylan and Bethany to each other are allowable hearsay because they are present sense impressions and or excited utterances. Okay, excited utterances. If you're scared, you're not excited. That entire language is like, okay, they claim that they were scared. How are they excited if they're scared and freaked out? Just like they text each other, that they were freaked out. How is that an excited utterance? This case gets weirder and weirder. And I'd like to know, you have Dylan, who I believe it was 19 at the time, in this crime scene, texting her dad 20 minutes before 911 is called. And the phone on the 911 call was being passed around. The dispatcher had to tell him to stop passing the phone around because I believe the dispatcher was either getting confused or getting a little bit irritated. But I'd like to know exactly why she texted Eric Gower and asked him if he was still driving. That's what got me baffled. Why are you texting the private driver who A is married and B asking if he's still driving? Knowing if you're awake and you're texting, your door is like, your room is like right by the stairs going up to Kaylee and Maddie's rooms. So you would hear Kaylee and Maddie come in. You could hear them talking, back and forth with each other as they're going up the stairs. And this was at 1:56. They were dropped off, and you're awake. Well, after two texting, exactly who were you texting at around 2 in the morning? And then you're asking the private driver if he's still driving. And then Bethany's weird response that she saw Xana dressed in all black. Xana is 5'3". And by what we've been told is the perpetrator was a little bit taller than Dylan, about 5'10", because she's 5'8". So if you saw a female dressed in black, could it have been a accomplice? Could it have been a lookout? Quite possibly, because you're having Bethany saying that she saw Xana dressed in all black. Okay, well, Xana was deceased in her room. So who is Bethany seeing that she thinks is Xana? What female is the same height as Xana? That's the very perplexing part of these text messages. That, and we did not get the entire thread of text messages. We just got a tiny little snippet of context. Where's the rest of the text messages? And yes, and about 4:24 or 4:29, uh, Dylan calls Ethan. No answer. And then she texts Kaylee and Maddie. Yeah, she texts Kaylee, please answer. And then she texts her again about 10:30 in the morning, please answer. And then she texts Maddie, are you up? And she texts Kaylee, are you up? If these people are not answering your text, why are you not going to check on them? Because you're texting them, you're calling them, they're not answering. You say you're freaked out, and Bethany says she's freaked out. Why are you guys staying in your rooms? Why are you guys not going to check on them? And frozen shock face, be damned. Because if you were in frozen shock face, you would not have the wherewithal to start texting with your downstairs roommate. I'm sorry, guys. Dylan did not have frozen shock face. She said she was freaked out. which I understand, but that's not the equivalent of having frozen shock phase. Because if you had frozen shock phase, you wouldn't be texting with Bethany downstairs and Bethany telling you to come to her bedroom, run down here. And you would not have the wherewithal to tell the dispatcher in the morning that something happened at 4 a.m. If you were truly in frozen shock phase, that would basically blank everything out from the previous few hours because you would be in shock. And if you're in shock, you don't hardly remember stuff. So frozen shock phase is out the window. Literally, it's out the window. As well as I'm hung up, guys. I'm hung up on Bethany seeing Xana dressed in all black. How? If she'd been killed in her room, how are you seeing her dressed in all black? That just gives the credence to the multiple perpetrator theory. Was this female that Bethany thought was Xana out, like standing at the front door as a lookout? Because they did find unknown male B DNA on the hand railing going down to the first floor. So was this female a lookout that she thought was Xana? It's clear that there was more than one attacker that night. More than one. Because you had somebody leave out the sliding glass door and someone more than likely leaving down the stairs and out the front door. And they still have the unknown male D on the glove outside. Now, I'm pretty sure if they would have tested it, it might have came back to an EMT or an EMT or a EMT glove, and you have the boot print outside as well that they put an evidence marker around. And of course, you have what looked like a map of the house, which I don't know. I don't really know if it's a map of the house, but there was also one there. If you zoomed in on it, it looked like it had names on it. If you like this video, please hit the like button. While you're here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well. Leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts, your opinions on these text messages are. And while you're here, go ahead and check out my merch store. You guys have a good Friday and a good weekend. This is True Crime Unraveled. I'm out. Peace, guys.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun.